And by the way, this was a question I saw on the PW Insider site this week. And I'm wondering if you didn't read that, you might not remember this, but do you remember the 21st night of September? No, do you remember the only Royal Rumble that WWF ever did at a house show? It was not taped, not televised. It was a Royal Rumble at a house show.
It's ringing a bell, but I don't remember the details, yeah.
You should remember it because it was in your backyard, January 1994, Madison Square Garden.
That's right.
And this is all the more apropos because of your current weather conditions that I will tell you this story. I wasn't even there, and it was more entertaining than this fucking match I just watched. I've told the story before that the first time that I ever was booked in Madison Square Garden or even went into Madison Square Garden in person was at WrestleMania 10 when I was managing Yokozuna, right? But that's with an asterisk. I was booked for Madison Square Garden in January of 1994 for the Royal Rumble that they were going to do at the Garden as a house show. And so was the Heavenly Bodies. Because we had, been doing the fucking talent deal. So we were supposed to be there. It was a Monday. They used to run the Garden on Monday. I believe it was a Monday back then. And we had worked our towns over the weekend. And then they said, well, snow is going to be coming through on Sunday night, Monday morning. And I was living out in Morristown. Jimmy Del Rey was staying out in Morristown. Tom had an apartment in Knoxville, but it was in West Knoxville, and the airport's down south. Point is, we all decided we're going to go and get a hotel and the night before, because this is a flight to New York first thing in the morning, right? So we're not going to miss this. First time we're going to Madison Square Garden, New York, big blah, blah, blah. We get there that morning, and actually the night before it started snowing. And just to go from the hotel cross fucking highway to the airport was dodgy. And you know me anyway. And we're watching out the window as that snow's coming down. And in Knoxville 25 years ago, they only had, I think there was 6 gates at the airport. And they only had one de-icer gimmick for the entire airport, because when does Knoxville ever need it, right? And so they keep pushing this flight back. Well, you're going to be delayed about 30 minutes. And I'm watching out the window as they're de-icing this fucking plane, right? With this one lone thing that they have. I don't know what you call them. And by the time they get it done and they go over the next one, the fucking snow's coming down. And I'm saying, this is bullshit. I'm not going to fucking crash in these mountains, right? And I'm already concocting my story that I'm going to tell of why, because nobody's seen me at this airport, right? Because I'm not going to get on this fucking plane. And Tom and Jimmy are like, fuck, we got to go. I say, boy, you guys go. I will take the heat. I can carry a little bit more of the heat. You guys go if you want to risk it, but I ain't getting on this fucking plane. And right about the time we're having this conversation, they announce again, it's going to be another 45 minutes or whatever. And I said, look, y'all didn't see me. I never got here. I'll call somebody and tell them something. While I can still get home, I'm going to leave now, because in Morristown was 40 or 45 miles from the airport in Knoxville, and that's in, good weather, right? So I leave that airport, and it takes me 2 hours more to get back. And finally I get in the house, and it's getting real bad. And there's a voicemail when I got in to the house from Tom, who called at the airport and said they just canceled the plane. So I didn't even have to fucking come up with an excuse. I called the office, hey, we're snowed in. Okay. So we were supposed to be there. But I think that is the first time just now that anybody in the WWF office knows that I had said, fuck you, I ain't getting on this fucking plane in this weather to come to the Garden for them, or they'd probably been mad at me.